Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Dwayne Spin Stop. This is episode 3 of season 3, and we have two guests on my right, on your left, I think.
Camera left.
I don't know. Is Joshua Lim.
Hi.
And on my left is Shou Chen. Good friends also. I mean, we all work in the theatre industry, so this is quite a comfortable interview. And I'm gonna say, first off the bat, we want to know or get our viewers to know you a little bit better, right? So we're gonna start off with your question to the universe, and this is just for fun, right? Nothing to do with faith or God so much, but just a fun question, and you can pick from two different decks. You can choose the same deck as well. There's the Mermaids and Dolphins deck to give you an answer. This is more like fabulous answers, okay, like less, I mean it's still accurate, but these actually give you traits of animals, so every animal represents a certain trait, so you'll get a more grounded answer, I think. So it's up to you.
I didn't know you were into this, Dwayne.
I'm not,
Like
it's just actually it's just like a fun little, pick me up for the day. I just and if it works it works, if it doesn't it doesn't. It's just words of encouragement. So it's just that, like, if you take it you take it. I'm not into the whole I feel the I just thought it was really fun, and I always try to do something different for the guests every episode. So
I'm gonna go
you're
for
gonna go
this.
for mermaid?
Of course you go
I
for
feel like I
mermaids
need
and
a fabulous start too.
Alright, so Show's gonna start, and I'll shuffle it.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't think of a question.
Yeah, you think of a question. While you think of the question, I'm going to quickly plug the episode. So basically, you can go into the video description below and you can click on timestamps if you want to review the episode. Hopefully it's after you watch it, not just click on to the next topic, okay? So, and I also want to say a quick hello to the folks at Yishu at CityLink Mall. Thank you for sponsoring the clothes. They are very, very nice. Thank you, Jeffrey. Once again, I'm using this for another episode with Ali Grayson. So check that out. We'll be talking about.
Stop touching it, Joe.
It's very nice.
Talk to him.
On camera?
No. So links also to Yishu in the video description. Shou, do you have?
Oh no! Crap.
Your question. You need to tune in because.
Yes.
Question to the universe.
Think of yours.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
I'm thinking of mine now.
Does it have to be a yes or no question, or does it have?
No, it's just a
like
general question, and then we'll try and decipher what.
Josh, do you have yours? Cause
Okay.
Mine's a very practical question right now.
You will get a practical answer. You have one?
Yeah, I have one actually.
So
okay, then
Shou's gonna
Josh, go
think
for
about
it.
Okay, I'll go with the animals pack.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Do I have to ask it now or
You
ask,
can share
do I
with-
ask the deck?
you can share with the viewers.
Okay.
Like what?
It's a very practical question right now. I would like to ask the universe, like, when can theaters go back to full capacity
Right.
again?
Okay. Wow. I'm not sure if you're gonna get a solid direct answer, but you're gonna get a
The animals.
metaphoric answer. Tell me
Yeah,
when
so
to
let's
stop.
And 3, 2, and 1.
All right. You can choose the top card, or
Okay.
you can
Or choose any, is it?
choose any.
I'll go for somewhere in the middle.
Okay. I hope this answers it. All right. Cool.
On the
Flip
other
it
side,
That's
over.
really nice.
You want me to
card.
show? Do I show it there?
Yes, you can show the card.
It's a pelican.
A pelican.
Pelican.
And you can read what does it say?
Let go of your judgment.
Oh, oh wow, interesting.
What
It's
does
very
that
layered.
mean?
It means let go of your judgment of the restrictions maybe that are happening, or
wait, there's also it says forgiveness,
Forgiveness.
right under pelican.
wow, for all-
Forgiveness. So let's forgive the
Mhm.
pandemic for what it's caused us.
Yes,
Right?
that's true.
It's
See,
more
it's always-
straightforward interpretation.
some deep. You can yeah. See, any other cards may not have worked sometimes. It's very quite illusion. Like this is not, like sometimes the cards are so specific that
Illusion.
empathy could work. All right, so let's read this really quick.
Okay.
Each time you judge yourself or others, you immediately create an illusion of separation. This is what we were talking about earlier, like how we separate and divide ourselves. But anyway, separation from your environment and other human beings. That's quarantine, right? And most critically, separation from the
Distancing.
creator of all creation. Immersing yourself in this illusion creates pain that manifests as hurt, anger, or even attack in words or deed. And that's happening a lot. I mean, the Asian hate crimes and everything. I
right,
think that's a
right.
lot to do with this pandemic. And the theme is forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Do pelicans forgive or not?
I'm not sure.
If you stop to reflect, you'll find that what you judge in others is really a projection or a shadow aspect of yourself. So it's like your inner demons, therefore your insecurities, right? A source of these judgments is not just contained in the other, but it's something in yourself that you may not be aware of. Well, it really goes on. So once you realize how judgments separate, there's an opportunity to forgive first the other person for his or her perceived transgressions and shortcomings. This is gonna but generally we get the general idea.
About
So-
separation. That's interesting.
Forgiveness. No, this just makes me feel like a practice of my empathy towards, or rather compassion, rather not empathy, but just having more compassion towards the situation around us. And because I've not performed in the theatre for so long, I miss it. I don't know, I just miss it so much, right? And even if I do get a chance, it's gonna be like what 25% capacity of the audience. And the so-called full houses, like for example the Esplanade Theatre, 1,600 seats or something. The full house is a couple 100 or two. I don't know what's the number, but the pictures of it. I've seen a picture of a full house. It's quite
empty.
pathetic, actually. if you
Yeah.
may use that word.
I saw the feeding farms there with Pam Wee in it.
I think that was the picture I saw.
Yeah, and it was really quite empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's considered a full house.
Yeah.
Like,
And theatre's such a live thing, right? The energy you get back from the audience
Yes.
really feeds you. So yeah.
I don't know. I really wondered like who gets to watch theatre, because if only 25% of people can watch theatre, right, and can afford to watch theatre, who gets to buy that 25% of tickets, and who should? Like for Grandmother's Tongue, like we did at Wild Rice, it was still in January, so there was only about 90 seats, I think,
Wow.
out of the 300 seaters. So right.
Right.
So-
And the prices were more expensive. So I
I mean-
would say who gets to watch them, I guess it's the people who pay
Can
pay the price,
afford
or
them.
people who can sponsor.
Or people who were actually tapped into the social media at that moment, because it was
Yes.
such limited, and it was the fourth run, and so by then we had amassed a lot of people who wanted to bring their families and to watch it, and so it was basically fastest fingers.
Yes, it's the fastest fingers
Wow.
first, actually.
Fastest fingers.
Yeah. Like
Right.
for example, the TNS just finished a run of Model Citizens.
25.
It's like 18 people.
Oh god.
a night.
Wow.
Yeah, 18 people is full house.
What is this privilege? I don't
That's
know.
crazy. Yeah, we can talk a little bit more about that. Model Citizens. I mean, it has happened, so you probably can't catch it anymore. But George
Oh,
has
it's
on
a
a-
movie version of it, right?
There's a video version. Yeah,
Right.
I think.
And
I
Lai
think-
originated the role. We're throwing out a lot of names.
oh,
right?
this is
No, Model Citizens.
Workshop.
We're talking
Did
about
he-
we're talking about City.
Yeah, City and Karen,
yeah,
right? But in the article it said the original one was it Chua and Lai who workshopped
Oh,
it?
that's fundamentally.
No, that's fundamentally.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Okay.
there's no touching in a Model Citizens that I know of.
right. Okay. So, Shou, do you have
Okay.
your card? You're
Oh
holding
god,
an animal
this.
deck. Maybe
yes.
you already picked your
No, I have
empathy
not.
card. No?
Okay.
think-
This is
What
okay.
is your question?
My question is like, how can I continue to grow?
Okay.
Taller? Is it? Like,
Fuck you, Josh. Fuck you. I have you know that I'm tall enough in my heart.
Well, now that that's out of the bag, you can ask the Yishu people to also cater to a smaller size. I'm sure Jeff would do
How
that.
does one drape for not smaller, but
Shorter?
okay, what's my question.
See, that's the thing, right? You know, like acceptance of like so many different types in the world, whatever color, whatever size. You know, like we always forget. Anyway, so
How can I grow? I feel like last year was a great reset, but I just want to keep up the momentum.
Okay. Tell
So
me when
and I still don't know how to do it. Okay, now. Do I just pick?
you can pick wherever
Oh,
you.
I see.
Okay. So now I'm gonna read.
what do you have?
You're being helped. Oh, this is great.
Oh.
Heaven is working behind the scenes to help you, even if you don't see the results.
You're
Right.
being
So
helped.
your answer is you're already being helped.
You're being helped.
Yeah,
You're already
there's a-
growing.
there's a little
Someone's helping you to
dolphin.
grow.
So,
Being
oh,
suffocated.
Oh my gosh.
the mermaid.
I mean, the worm is helping the dolphin go back to the water.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
am. And there's a duck.
Right. Wow.
Two
Yeah,
ducks.
she doesn't want the dolphin, and see, notice the cover. There's no dolphin, so she wants that. She
Oh.
wants to keep making sure the dolphin doesn't come to the picture.
Oh, and there's also someone kind
Yeah.
of spying on her on this. And there's a
Gosh.
dolphin. It's a very beautiful thing, but
Right.
Suddenly there's a very dark twist to this. I just imagine actually she's trying to drown the dolphin because dolphins need to go for air, right? They breathe, right?
Is this what you go to an exam and do oral exam? Is this what you? Is this what
You guys.
you? Is this what?
The mermaid is trying to drown the.
Yeah, do it in
dolphin.
Chinese, Josh.
美人鱼想淹死那只 Thorafin.
Thorafin, is that really what it's called?
No,
I have no
something
idea.
weird lah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, anyway.
Interesting. Well, so yeah, maybe that's your answer. I mean, sometimes it's just there and maybe you're not
No,
seeing
it's
it.
true. I think
Your
so.
manifestation is being worked out right now, like right now, even if you can't see the tangible proof. And as an analogy, okay, what analogy is this? When sailors get too close to land, they often see signs of life, such as birds flying or branches floating in the ocean. By drawing this card, you're urged to notice signs that land.
Manifestation is near.
Huh.
Even if you can't see evidence that your manifestation, but
Okay.
this card shows you that you're present.
Alright.
That means your growth.
Yeah,
You're
it's just
already
telling me
growing.
to just trust it.
Yeah,
right?
you're
As
already
opposed to try
growing.
to like force and pull myself taller.
Yeah.
I should
Yeah.
just trust that it's happening.
Yeah, you are growing taller.
I
Oh
wonder-
my gosh, I want to taller already.
I always wonder if these cards are specific because would any other have am I growing self-forgiveness? Does it make sense? Am I growing weight?
I think my card
Yeah,
tells
wait,
me to
it's like
trust
the
Wait,
patience,
it's like-
right?
yeah,
I think my
don't
card
be
is
too
telling me to
patient.
trust the process and not
Mm.
worry about that.
Mm.
So
Yeah. Alright.
Mm.
No, I'm just
No, it's pretty
OCD, I want to
interesting,
cover all the
isn't
ground.
Yeah,
Great.
I'll keep
No,
it
no
for
worries. We can just leave it there. You know, like we can worry about it after the. All right, so let's. Yeah, we've talked quite a bit. This was quite a fun. You've taken it on a different tangent. That's how I guess. You know, this is super fun. This is why I like different guests. So I worked with Josh in this. So I saw him first in Honk. I was like, wow, young actor. Coming into the scene, and then I saw Shou Chen, and I was like, you were in,
Not young
you were in, no, you were in Asian Boys. I was like, oh, young actor. Oh no, actually not.
We
Well,
did-
we were
I
kind of
did-
the, not too far apart, right, in age. I don't know.
no, we're not.
But right.
Yeah, we're not actually.
Right. So then
I
I
don't know what
thought
the exact number is, but
not too much, but you started being in the scene later on, I guess. So the impression I
21.
got was sort of like, oh, you know, there's someone new coming into the scene. 21.
When you were 21.
Wow.
Which was which year?
MDC
Oh.
9. No,
19?
19. I mean,
20. Let's just say the 20 somethings.
2004 was Asian Boys. 2004 was Asian Boys.
Ah, okay.
That means I must have met you before that, 2002. Ah,
Right.
yes. So I came back to Singapore 2002. So that must have been when I was 20 actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I first met you in MDC when I was doing my reservist.
Yes.
Going back,
yes.
Yeah, so Josh and then we worked together in Spycat, this animated film by Darren and
Oh, such
Darren
honor.
Lim. And the books are out now.
They're
Also,
books?
yeah, they're books.
What?
You can read them to your kids now.
Can
like,
you all do your voices? Like, do you remember your voices?
Captain Chico has a. Was it Russian?
Mine was kind of a.
Yeah, it's.
I can't remember.
You know, I'm gonna put the video clip. The video clip is out on YouTube. He
Okay.
recently released it, so I'll put it in the link below.
Okay.
And you know, animation's so expensive. I'll have a talk with him at some point about why he went to books rather than animation. I mean, it is more expensive.
Okay.
And then we worked together in the Garden Rhapsody, which is the at the
Gardens
by the Bay when the light show comes on with the
super
trees.
trees, yeah.
Yeah, there's a musical version we did. So if you hear "If I Were a Rich Man," that's Josh, and I sang.
Is it still going?
Try to remember. It rotates, so it may or may
I don't know
not.
what's the next
But
time.
but it's always going on. Garden Rhapsody. And Shou Chen, we did the LKY musical together, Forbidden
Yes.
City, both SRT, and then the Magic Paintbrush. I know I used to scare you a lot. I always hide in some corner and find some new way to scare Shou Chen all the time. So these were the things we did together. But you know, speaking of young talents coming to the scene, would you say you're like there are new people coming in now? I mean, I haven't been keeping track, so like, is it changing
every
fast?
year someone graduates.
Yeah.
Every year someone gets.
And both from like LaSalle, there's NAFA, and then now there's SOTA as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have 3 different schools that are, you know, every year you have graduates who are aspiring actors or artists.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And overseas, like a lot of people coming back.
Right.
Mm.
Would you say there are some? Would you highlight some people that are you find promising, whether it's TV or stage?
For me, I mean, I can only speak with those I've worked with before.
Mhm.
And actually, currently, I'm working with a very talented boy called Andre Chong.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I first worked with him actually a very long time ago. This was 2011, and Wild Rice's pantomime Aladdin, and he was one of the kids' cast. He was one in the kids' cast at that time. Then I think he went to school, etc., etc. And the next time I worked with him was with the Finger Players in Chong Ziqian's starring Hitler as Jekyll and Hyde, and he was like one of the. He was still in school at that time, but he came out together with. Not came out. Sorry, he was employed to do the show as one of the ensemble members, and I thought like, wow, this guy
He started
is
doing
cool.
film as well, right? He started
Yeah, he
producing
does his own film. He
directing.
has invested in his own equipment, camera, and he likes photography and videography.
And let me guess, the next one you're going to say is, was it Army Days? Did he
Yeah,
play-
and then Army Days
He
2.
played Malcolm Peng's son, right? Was that? Oh, I
Yes.
worked with you on that as
Yes.
well.
Army
I
Days,
forgot that.
yeah. 2 years of Army Days.
Yeah.
A lot.
So yeah, okay, Andre. Yeah, he's
Yes,
definitely
Andre.
quite a talent
Yeah.
to look out for,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, I met him actually when he was even younger. He did Sleeping Beauty.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, sorry, Cinderella.
Cinderella.
The one with the late
Wow.
Emma Yong. Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
and so my young talent, I would say Matthew Liu, also started out with Wild Rice. He was in Hansel and Gretel. I didn't even recognize him. He came up to me. It's like, hey, like I'm that was me, and I was like, wow. Cool.
Yeah, this was during Forbidden, right?
yeah,
Because he worked-
exactly.
he worked on Forbidden.
Do you have one? Or we chose already. So.
Okay,
And
I
then
just
left.
want to give a huge shout out to Bite Size Productions, like
Mm. Yes.
Rayshan and Sharon. Sharon, you're amazing. I love you.
Some, right?
Yeah, and they're musical theatre graduates, and they're coming into a rather bleak 2 years, right? And they were really working really hard to get jobs already and getting better at things, and they just produced this amazing kind of musical.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of it?
It's called
Monster
Monster in
in
the
the
Mirror.
Monster in the Mirror.
And its run has stopped. We did talk about it with in the first episode with Kyrul and Sherilyn, and the run has stopped. But you can still, if you check out that link, the video description for that episode, episode 1, season 3, you can see there's a link. You can write to them directly. I think there are options to still watch.
And it's on
the
Spotify,
show.
actually. Their album is
Yes.
on Spotify, so
Yeah.
they can help them by listening to it, I suppose. You get some money there.
Yeah.
But I think they're just amazing. They just pulled. I mean, for theatre people to move into film was a very difficult year, right? So some of us 老jiaos, quote unquote, were like struggling with it. But like, I mean, they did such a great job.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, they understand the
Yeah.
what a TV audience or what TV needs.
Yeah, and the music was amazing. So I think that just, and then the whole team, like Michelle, I believe, is the composer. I don't know them personally, but I only know Sharon and Rishan and Terrence, the director. And Terry also. Terry
Tan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So a great team, and I think that's so, it's really inspiring lah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not it's easy to do a one-person show. It's difficult to produce an entire show with like
Yeah.
a team and with money involved. It's really was really quite impressive. So
Yeah.
It's really good lighting, and even the camera work and the editing that was almost seamless. It looked like the camera just kept moving and never stopped, but of course there's certain transitions that were really quite special.
It was meant to be a theatre production, right? And then
I
was
think they
it-
started out with that idea.
Yeah. And I think it still could be. I mean, once things open up a bit more.
Mhm.
We're past 25% now, right? We're at
Well, we're supposed to do
with-
COVID testing now if we're
Right.
going up anything more than 250.
right.
Like
Okay.
each COVID test is how much? Like $100?
I
Is
don't
it?
know.
I don't know.
I heard like if you want to hold a wedding with more than 250 people and you have to do the testing, right? It's $50 per test.
Oi.
So each
Oh my
guest
gosh.
who goes for the test is $50, and of course the couple kind of bears the cost of that.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I mean, you can
Wow.
ask your guests to pay for it. Please come for my wedding. Oh, there's $50 for the test, please.
FYI, you don't. We're
Yeah,
gonna cut
that's
off
tricky.
one dish because.
That's
I don't
the
know, I don't
test.
know.
The first dish is the test. It's like, oh,
Swabs.
Imagine that, like if your ticket is $30, that's cheap. You have to pay an extra $50.
Yeah.
Or the company has to subsidize $50.
Yeah.
But don't take the $50 as a gospel truth, because that's just
I
what
think
I
it's
heard.
I think
Yeah.
it's not like $2. It's like
Yeah, not-
a substantial amount. Of,
right.
So please go and Google it.
Yeah.
No fake news.
This
here.
is one thing I forgot at the start of the episode. The reason why it's Josh and Shou at the same time is because also they're in a new show that has premiered on Channel 5, also on MeWATCH, called Reunion. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But first, talking about Lao Jiao, and you're saying that you couldn't handle the... can we talk a little bit about your Coronalogue? This was some time back. You could still watch the episodes.
yes.
SRT conducted for staged Coronalogues where everybody, sort of actors and directors came together and they crafted sort of monologues based on the COVID experience and quarantine, and Shou Chen was part of that.
Yeah.
That adjustment period, I mean, it's a little bit we're coming out of it now, but just your experience, what was that like setting up? You were in a Coronalogue that talked about you being in a hotel,
SHN,
right?
yeah.
Right.
And actually, I think today is the anniversary of the circuit
Oh
breaker.
my gosh! Wow.
I think
Today.
so.
Today is
Today,
the
well, this is-
7th. It is.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It
this is
is.
coming out on Saturday. So
Okay.
so
Just
yeah,
hit the
just
mark.
like
Yeah.
maybe 4 days back. it was-
April
yeah.
7th. Today
April
is April
7th.
7th,
Right.
Well, I mean, oh
Was it
gosh.
tricky setting up?
Well, so I think all theatre people are kind of hoarders, especially if you begin directing. You start collecting things because you know you can use it. So it was one of those moments where I was very grateful I had like old stuff in my storeroom that I could then, because I had to transform my room into this luxury hotel. That's not the case, right? So I mean, I don't know, like nobody has white sheets at home, right? It's just very difficult to
Right.
maintain. So I had prints, and so I was like, Sherilyn, the director, was like, I can't show this part of my room because it clearly is not a hotel. So we opted for a bit more of a suggested idea. So I had a luggage, and I managed to drape. But I had these 4-meter long drapes that I used for a reading at Center 42. So I had to rig up essentially a set in my
Right.
room.
Gosh. And you had no help, right? Because people couldn't.
No, I had absolutely no help. Yeah.
Wow. And then the microphone and everything and the camera.
Yeah,
just-
and so it was like a 5-minute monologue, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But oh god, the recording, when you do everything yourself, and then so we went on reunion. I was like, oh, it's nice to have a camera crew finally, because you'd worry about camera angles, you worry about your sound quality, you worry about your lighting, you worry about your own acting as well. So there were moments where I was like, wow, that is some fucking like crappy acting happening right now, because I was just so concerned about everything else. And
Right.
so what would actually have been a very quick scene turned out to be like a good 2 or 3 hours.
Right. I can imagine because it's a one take. Also, you don't stop it, right?
Yeah, and then I was still learning how to do camera work and stuff like that. So I recorded in 4K. Why was I recording in 4K? So it took forever to transfer it from an iPhone. And thank God at that moment I had an iPhone, because the camera was so good, right?
Yeah.
The iPhone 11 at that point, and so I was just learning how to do all that.
Right. Wow. Okay.
But
yeah,
it was,
which is why
it was
this
nice.
is not recorded in 4K, because it's a 40-minute episode and
And it's on YouTube.
It's homemade anyway. Just like this drink.
Yes.
So,
Shout out to Dwayne's very healthy honey lemon lemongrass. Say it one more time.
honey
lemon
lemongrass. And Josh,
Ooh.
for you, and when you're doing shows and you're using technology and all that, actually not so much about technology, but I just wanted to talk about your show, All That Matters. Is it do you review technology specifically or anything?
Actually, that show, Why It Matters is.
Why It Matters, sorry.
Yeah, it's alright. Why It Matters. Every episode is like a different topic, and it's a current affairs show that tries to. I'm a Kepo Singaporean, like really off the street kind of Singaporean who was just wondering, why does this affect my life? So that's the thrust of the show, like the angle of where I'm going in.
Right.
And obviously it's quite technology centric, because a lot of new technologies come up that affect our lives. So for example, the first episode was about cashless payments, and this was all the way in 2017 when it first started out, and the banks in Singapore tried to roll out the pay now or payments of using QR codes. So I'm trying to say that technology, it seems to be a very technology centric program, because technology just changes our lives.
Wow.
That's why a lot of the episodes tend to veer towards technology, and that's why sometimes people ask why is the program not called Why IT Matters, like information technology, but it's just Why It Matters. It's a common
There's a play
misperception.
on the word,
A little bit, but it's not meant to be actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it started out like almost like a numbers driven.
Yeah,
thing.
actually the predecessor of the show was It Figures.
Oh.
Yeah,
right.
which Brendan Fernandez hosted for like 3 seasons or something like that.
Right.
So people used to call it IT Figures as well.
Because of the way it was.
Yeah, it's a capitalized. The
design,
font is like
Yeah.
IT.
Right. Wow, interesting. And would you say this is now about the craft of hosting? Did you come into hosting easily, or was it something that you're like, oh, how do I do this? How did you figure hosting out?
Okay. How do I figure? I did a lot of hosting for like my band concerts in
okay.
from JC and then in SMU. So my hosting background kind of
Was
came from
already
there.
Right.
I've always liked it actually. Being the master of ceremony, and I found myself having a certain aptitude for it now. Hosting on TV, on the other hand, was a little bit different.
Okay.
First few episodes, if I go back and watch again, or if you go and watch, you can find there's a stark difference from then and now. Yeah, I think I was very stiff.
Right.
Very stiff, and I thought that the CNA things, that the personas, I need to be very serious and very stoic, that kind of thing. And then my executive producer, she kept telling me, Josh, I need more personality, please, more personality. I'm like, what if my personality is I'm very stoic, you know, and just very matter of fact, right?
No personality is a personality too.
Right, exactly. So I think she wanted me to be more animated, a bit more lively, a bit more casual actually. So I kind of managed to lighten up as the episodes went by, as the seasons went by also lah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you can take over this. Can you like just
No.
hold, like, I'm still learning. I'm watching myself and I'm like, why am I nodding so much? I should just one nod, you know, like stuff like that. Or how many times do my eyes blink, you know, stuff like that.
No, the thing is, I have the benefit of having an editor who edits all those stuff out, so I look better. Yeah, it's really not me. I think it's a lot of the editing lah.
Right.
No, seriously, I see, sometimes I watch myself, I'm like, why did I do that? Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to hear a bit of a trivia? I don't know whether you know this. I actually went out for that show as well.
Oh!
I auditioned.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know that feeling.
Okay.
Wow.
Just a bit of trivia for you.
Interesting.
But he does a much better job than I think I could.
Oh, you're also humble.
Seriously.
Incidentally, another plug. Brendan has been on the show in a previous season. He bakes and he cooks stuff, and so you can watch that.
And beers, beers with Brandon.
Oh,
hashtag.
Oh, I should have another episode with Cheryl and Brendan coming back to talk about beers. The two of them, I think, can really talk about beers. Actually, so I'm gonna sidetrack really quick to something about acceptance and body image, which we talk about with Ali Grayson, and in episode 10, I think it'll be out. I wonder if I can approach this, Joshua. So you posted about how you have a scar on your face, and at first you were conscious of it and everything.
It's actually my birthmark.
It's your birthmark. Okay.
It's your
So I mean, what would you say to someone who's conscious of it, like, and you don't hide it, which is such a great thing. I think we need more like representation of just like things, unique things that we have in ourselves that just make us us, right? And
okay, so when I posted it, it was my 35th birthday. That was last year. Oh, now you know my age.
Now I know your age too.
No, so I was actually very insecure about it for the longest time.
Really?
Because it looks like a pimple, and I put this in my Instagram post at the time that in secondary school, Sec 1, my friend came up to me and said, hey, you got a pimple on your face. And I was like, no, it's not a pimple, it's a birthmark. And I was so angry with him.
Right.
And I snapped at him, and I mean, on hindsight now I realized that, okay, I was really overreacting. And
right.
But you probably get it a lot though. I mean, it kind of wears down on you.
Yeah,
right?
And nowadays I'm fine. I'm accepting of it. I've
Right.
learned to accept it, but I mean 35 years took quite a long time.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just.
But you get conscious like when you go to makeup and they're like they cover like you're
Yes,
like, do I cover it? Do we not
they will
cover it?
automatically start to cover because they assume
Right.
it's a pimple because it really
Yeah.
looks like it. So I can't blame the makeup artist for that.
Right.
But for example, if I'm hosting, if I'm being myself, I will tell the makeup artist, oh, don't cover it up, just leave it. Yeah. So, but if it's for a character, I would say cover it up because I'm not playing Joshua. This should be someone else, and so cover it up because this
Right.
means it's me.
Right.
That's how I take
That's
it.
great.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that? Did you have insecurities? Like for me, I have like discoloration on the top of my lips, and
What?
like there's
I don't.
like I mean there is like
I don't see now.
Now I'm so
You're making
conscious.
me conscious about it because I've never noticed.
Right. So I get
Yeah.
conscious, and then like or even my hair is slightly thinner, and so I get very when I go for an audition for like a TVC or even a TV series, I'm just like, do I want to go through the whole sit in hair and watch the hair person struggle, or say something, or so that's also part of some insecurity, but then actually at the end of the day it's just like I should just let go and I should just
I guess I've been quite maybe overly confident in things.
Okay, that's good. I mean, it's the opposite.
I mean, it has bugged me, but I can't say that it was something that made me feel like uncomfortable. Like I have this varicose vein here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it gets worse whenever I don't sleep. or when I'm particularly stressed, it kind of just pops. And as a result, a lot of people go, "Are you tired?" And I'm going, and I always go, "No, I feel perfectly fine. Why? Is something wrong?" "No, you look really tired." And I go like,
okay.
Thanks. so I mean that's when it wears down on me, because I'm like, I'm actually fine. I'm not angry. I have resting bitch face as well. So,
okay.
So I'm not angry. I'm not tired. I'm just minding.
You know, actually, now that you notice and mention it, then I notice it. I've never noticed that vein.
Isn't it the thing, right? The
You can't
moment you
see
just kind of just go through it, nobody really cares about it. I mean, that's theatre, right? Acting also, like the moment you draw attention to something, it's when people start seeing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, yeah, exactly. So the less you think about it, or the more you let it go, I mean, it really, it's just your own thing.
I mean, I think you've just got to. I guess I worked those things out really quickly when I was younger, maybe. Yeah.
So now you're not affected if people ask you.
There are the things that I'm affected by, but one of these things is not really so much. Like.
Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of brush it off these days. Like how long have you known me? I throw it back at them.
Actually, no. I don't know if I can contribute something here, but if there's something that I'm still insecure about, it's actually my very prominent eye bags. It's like my eye bags have eye bags, and sometimes I get teased by my friends about it, and actually for my friends I think it's okay. I think it's fine, you know, like they tease me about it. I know I have eye bags, and I know it's because I don't sleep very well,
and it's often hereditary as well. I have them as well. My mom has them, I get them.
And you go and check my dad and mom's eyes and see what they have.
Right. Yeah. Like some things you like, it's just you can't change, right? It's the way maybe the skin falls, or or it bunches, or like for me, I have very dark eye circles, and it just doesn't go away even if I sleep. So I have to like cover it up with a lot of makeup in general. Yeah. And I get conscious when I swim, everything's going away, and I'm just like. You see a swimming panda, except that he's not fat in the swimming pool.
I get conscious of it because when I watch Why Matters or Reunion that's just came out, I see like, oh my gosh, I look like that, and I'm just thinking like, will people notice it? And I sometimes wonder, well, do I not get cast for some roles because of that? I get a bit conscious about that.
I think because as theatre actors, we don't see it enough. We don't see that image so much. Maybe that's why I kind of fell in theatre, and also have dealt with it, because I know theatre is a lot more accepting about physical
and the audience are at least a certain distance away. They are not close up all the time, right? Not like camera work.
Nice from far, but far from close, right?
Okay, quite nice still from here.
What do you mean? Yeah, nice.
No, I'm talking about all of us.
I can even go close. I'm fine.
Well, you guys are on TV, and speaking of that, let's talk about that reunion. So looking at the poster, I can't really tell what it's about. It looks a bit hostile, like there's going to be drama, like there's this serious
drama.
Without
giving away spoilers though, because this one is dependent on spoil. It is dependent on the twists.
Okay, so you have to be really careful. It feels like it's about family.
There is a family involved.
But it feels like they are different groups, like because everybody's standing solo, or maybe it's just because the photo shoot had to be done individually, so you don't get the whole family ties kind of thing. But yeah, tell us more, and the characters you play. Do you meet in the without spoiling it? More to tease.
Okay, the story is basically someone kind of like has gone missing for 15 years and is back, and he's reunited with his friends and family. So that's the reunion. And that's why I think it's called Reunion.
Is it the Lim Kay Tong character?
Lim Kay Tong plays the father of the boy who went missing.
Okay.
Right? So I play one of his friends.
Okay.
So there's like a gang of 5. So if you see the black and white posters, 5 faces is the gang of 5. The one right in the middle is Sean Tia, and he plays the character Chris, who's the one who went missing for 15 years. So the mystery is like, what the heck happened? How did he go missing? And that's kind of like slowly revealed as the story goes by. Then there are other questions about whether this Chris guy is really who he is. That there are hints of it, like DNA testing, whatever. And his sister, who plays my characters, who is my character's kind of like
best friend,
old flame and now best friend. I'm sort of like the confidant, and so she pours her feelings on my character, and it tries. She has a doubt about whether this is really her brother or not.
Right.
So
That's the girl I saw in your
Cheryl Cho.
is that the one who you're gonna get married to in the
No, that's
Jay.
so Jay plays my character's fiance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So old flame and fiance, you have two.
Yeah, sort of like two kind of one ex and one current love interest in the show. But things develop as the show goes on, so you gotta watch it to see what
We're up to
happens.
episode 4 on MeWATCH.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can talk about that.
Up
Till
to-
episode
up to
four.
episode 4, okay.
4. So wait, on channel 5, so it comes out more faster on MeWATCH than on
Yes.
channel 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
so Channel 5, the first episode has aired already, but they released the first 4 episodes on MeWATCH.
Oh, that's how it works now.
Yeah.
And then premium, you get all of them now.
The premium,
I think that's a preview. Premium is like a preview. So
Yeah,
now
premium
all
you get
4 is
earlier.
available.
yeah, so premium, I think you get the premium, the subscribers got the 4 episodes last week.
Oh,
So they
I
had earlier
see.
access
Yes.
to it.
Right.
Yeah.
But still 4, not all of it.
I don't know whether they released the other 4 already.
I think premium you will eventually get all of them faster.
Okay.
That's one of the
Right.
benefits
Okay.
of MeWATCH. Yeah.
And who's your character?
I play a journalist.
Mm.
I suppose more of a tabloidy journalist.
Okay.
And because Chris's family is a high-profile kind of family, and so his missing for 15 years was a very big deal because they were also wanting a lot of imposters were coming in saying that they were, and over the years the family has gotten very hardened about that.
So Anastasia.
I didn't quite make that link. I can see it, yes, now that you mention it. And so the journalist is there to kind of figure out what is this truth and look for a scandal, because scandals sell papers, right? So
Right.
that's my main character drive.
Very cool. And do your characters meet very much?
I only have one
Once.
scene, right? I
Yeah,
thought,
that's just one scene only with you.
yeah,
Where he turns up at my door
with coffee.
with coffee. Yeah, thanks for the
Oh.
coffee. I just woke up from my hangover. I'm like, I gotta do this interview with you. Okay.
And that was actually the first scene I recorded for the entire.
That was the very first scene.
That was the first, and it was just like,
That's so true.
and the person was like, "Tell me more." Right? I was like,
Yes.
and I had asked the directors like, "I don't understand the world. Can someone catch me up?"
right. Because sometimes you don't get all the scripts, right? You get a portion of it. And
So we were
I see.
very nice. It was very good in this time because I think it was a delayed project. So we actually did. Remember that
read.
really long
which,
read.
Which thankfully I wasn't a part of because
Oh,
I had
yeah,
an
that's
NA on that day.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, it was a long read.
but it
We
was
had
a
a
long-
Zoom 9-hour read to go through all 13
Oh my
episodes.
gosh.
Actually, it's not even 13. They
Was every-
skipped.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Every other episode they read.
Oh.
So
okay.
eventually, Ian and Josh and Joseph and TJ, who were the directors of this, directors and writers, they basically started reading for
For me.
everybody else's line. There were like
Oh.
maybe 2 or 3 of us or 4 of us who were
Right.
not
there.
not the leads,
Right.
and so we didn't have that many lines. So we're just sitting there listening to them jump characters, and they did a really entertaining job.
Wow. So yeah, we're talking about the process now really quickly. I know you have to go soonish. So what has the process been? Like, I guess comparing it to the old days where it was done all in-house, this is now a lot of productions are outsourced, right? And I would say scripts are getting better because there's also more competition and stories are getting more interesting characters. You said this was one of the most interesting characters you have gotten to play. Could you describe at either of you like what the process has been and your thoughts on these, whether it's improving?
I do think that the quality of TV productions locally produced are getting better. Perhaps what you said, perhaps because of competition. I think maybe there's a level of trust also by the broadcaster onto the production houses
Right.
to trust them to come up with good content.
Does Mediacorp still make content? I mean,
Yeah.
on Channel 5?
Yeah, there are
Ken-
long-form
Ken and
dramas.
Tangdon, for
Oh, I
example.
see. Right.
They still make
Okay.
dramas.
And do you know the LePron Park and like what else has I wrote them some down? LePron Park, was that done by Teenage Textbook? Mixed Signals was by Beatrice Chia's company.
Teenage
right?
Textbook was done by
Fried-
August Pictures, so that's also
Wow.
a production house.
Right, Fried Rice Paradise. So you can catch all of this on me. There's so much going on.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of local works.
Mhm.
Yeah. Was there anything else to add? Because my next question would be then, I know a lot of my younger friends don't watch MeWATCH or Channel 5 at all because there's so much out there. Like, so your thoughts on like, who's watching? Who do you think is watching?
I think you'd be kind of surprised who watches, especially now with MeWATCH. And I think one of the biggest conundrums is like you have to create a story, a local story that can connect right with the audience. And because I'm gonna say this, there's a lot of censorship that happens, and it's not official censorship. A lot of it is the fear of public as well. So in some of the productions, and I shan't name, like it's a great script, but the moment it goes into editing and then the concerns that come up because they're anticipating the public backlash results in a very castrated, almost like neutralized, like it's not funny anymore, it's not edgy enough. There's no real characters there because it's just so neutralized. I think that's one of the issues a lot with where we're creating the book, because I mean life is not clean, right? Life is messy. So I think that's one of the challenges. I think.
Right, it's true. Hold that thought. I know you have something to say, but I wanted to say also, like I voiced Heartlander Hubby, and I don't know if I can say this, but I do like to talk about these things. There's an Indian character that had to be lightened across all the episodes that were done because they were afraid of backlash, you know.
Lightened?
Was it darkened or lightened? You see, it doesn't even matter to me, so I really don't remember which was the favored option. But you know, so yes, I get what you mean. There is a lot of fear for you know, with sensitive topics.
But I think it's also real because those internet warriors can be quite vile, and they're usually a handful of people. But they're enough to create a ruckus, to create some kind of like media scandal, you know, when the media picks it up and then people start to think about it without actually realizing the nuances of it.
So all it takes is one person.
Correct.
I'm doing some I'm going to be on Class 95 FM, hopefully if I pass the test. So, but you know, during compliance training, what I've learned was that all it takes is just one person to talk about it, and it will be an issue.
And then the broadcasters will be like, if they're perceived to break anything, you might even be fined quite a lot of money as well, like $5,000 or per pop, and that's quite a lot.
I was just gonna talk about the new public broadcasting something. I don't know what's the correct term for it. And then every show that you do must have some values and must conform to those values. So I think that's why in the past few years, all the shows on Mediacorp and done in-house are all Heartlander stories, police stories, and then back to another Heartlander story. You don't get anything edgy or you know, fun for lack of better word anymore. Right. I think this reunion is like the most fun thing right now.
I mean, really kudos, right? I mean, the kind of creativity that you have to work within these parameters.
Because you have to fulfill, like, you must have family values, and I don't know, there's a whole list, and you must fulfill 2 or 3 of them at least.
Right.
And so when you talk about censorship, I think there's a certain sanitization happening that your shows need to just conform to this kind of template.
Right.
That's it. That's why you don't get diversity. That's why people stop watching TV, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have the few like movies, right, that are not restricted to these limitations. Like, I mean, Ken Kwek kind of goes all out with his movies, but very few, right? There are no other platforms. Like, I think Netflix is starting or wanting to
actually
to
HBO,
produce
your
more.
show.
HBO.
When your
Serangoon
show, you
Road?
did Serangoon Road, that was pretty
Was
edgy.
that conformed to?
Because it was not
IMDA.
But it's not on Channel 5.
Correct.
You know?
Right.
Yeah,
It's
so anything
different.
that goes on Channel 5 or Channel 8, you need that to have those standards.
Right.
And I think there's some shows that just go on MeWATCH only because you know
Right.
it's internet.
Yeah.
It's like your Netflix, so there's more leeway in that.
Le Prawn
And-
Park is one of them, right? It went straight to Le Prawn Park.
I'm
Here
not
it's
familiar
pretty,
with Le Prawn Park,
Pretty
actually. You gotta ask Darius. Darius was on
Oh,
it.
Darius.
Mm.
Right. Okay. Great. So yeah, we're just about wrapping up. Was there anything else you'd like to add? Oh, I've got homework for you.
Oh,
Wait.
what?
So yeah,
Am I coming
homework-
back? Teacher,
No,
then?
you have to submit a. So I thought it was such a wonderful way for listeners or viewers to get to know you better. So like, if you have time to curate a Spotify playlist.
Oh, I love those. Okay.
And then I feel like one way to get to know somebody is really through the music that they listen to.
Okay.
And it's quite a
Not
quite a
me
nice
right
little
now,
thing.
actually. Right now, my
No,
the
Baby
CD in
Shark.
my car is like
All
it's
for the-
all
all for the
baby
kids.
kids songs, and
Well,
my 3-year-old daughter is just constantly asking to play that CD. It's just all the kids songs, and every time she's in my car, it's just forever that CD.
Right. Well, also this is a chance to revisit some of your favorite personal tunes and share it with us. I guess.
Which might have been stuck in like 20 years ago. Actually, I haven't
You'll find
updated
it.
my
Well, if
list.
you have the time, but it'll be in the video description if they submit their homework on time.
On time. That's
Wow.
Well, thank you guys. It's been really so much fun. Thank
Yeah,
you for
thanks for having
appearing
me,
on.
man. Thank you.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Yeah, thanks, Dwayne.
Bye.
Bye. Catch reunion, please.
Whoa, what time is it?
Oh.
Monday.
So it's on Mondays, Channel 5 at 9:45 p.m. if they stick to the same timing every Monday. But on MeWATCH, you can watch the first 4 episodes already, and I think every 4th episode then they'll release another 4 or something like that.
Right.
Oh, there are
Yeah.
extras. There
Oh.
are 4 extra episodes that are kind of like the backstories of each of the 4 characters.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that's because you would have filmed it. I
It's
wouldn't.
good to know
Yeah,
that.
no, which is really cool. I really like my characters' extra episode, and that was really cute and quite fun to do.
No spoilers. Go
Yeah,
watch.
no spoilers, just go watch. Yeah, it's quite fun.
Good. Yeah, it's like your DVD extras, but now they're all also streamed, right?
Actually, MeWATCH is getting really interesting and really good actually.
Hmm.
And
I do.
Filter Black.
Last thing, you can also follow them on Instagram. Oh yeah, do you get followers after every episode? Is that does it
Oh.
translate that way?
Not for me, lah.
I've seen
I don't,
a
and I'm
few
watching.
more the past few days, but that's only because I think Mediacorp Channel 5 and there's this Instagram account SG Drama Lover or something
Yeah,
that tags whenever they
Ah.
post something like in a story or their post, they will
Right.
tag us.
Mm.
I think then the exposure is there, then that's why people come and follow. But it's not like suddenly 100, 200
Yeah.
extra one day or something.
I
Right,
feel like
right.
you have to court it. You have to like really work for it. It's not like you should appear on TV, you get more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my maybe it's just because I'm not like Xiao Xian Ro enough, you know. You know, I'm not taking off my shirt enough to get those, but like it just I don't know. And I also don't put in my profile what roles I'm doing because I'm usually doing multiple roles,
Right.
so it's a bit unfair, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. We'll have to find out more how.
In any case, you can follow them on Instagram. I'll also put the links
Mhm.
below. And we are back because we've forgotten to say some things, but that happens. So we're gonna plug some things more.
Okay. So I know in the episode I was talking about like I miss the theater so much, right? I think the God or the universe has answered my prayers. I will be on stage pretty soon.
Yay!
Yeah. It's with SRT. It's a two-hander titled Lungs, and I'll be directed by Daniel Jenkins, and I'll be acting on stage with Shou Chen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's also been a guest on the show.
Oh yeah. So the run is in June to July. I hope theater capacities can increase so that more people can purchase tickets and come and watch. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
Lungs, yeah.
Okay, I'll put another. There are going to be many links in the video description. Sure, you're also going to be in something.
I'm very lucky this year. I think I'm doing a lot of theater. Like all the shows that I cancelled last year were back. So Garung Boy, which is at Esplanade Theatre. So if you have, it's a playtime series. So if you have children, it's available, but seats are very limited. So there's going to be an online component as well. And then later in the year with the Power Rise new production with Thomas Lim.
Wow.
That's in November. That's his new script. So Thomas, you better get it right.
What's it called?
Straight acting.
Straight acting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a five-hander.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. I feel a bit left out, so I'm gonna plug something. I'm gonna be also, but not on theater, in an animated series on MeWATCH. It's coming out called Luggy and Zippy, and it's for little kids. And this was done by what is Beatrice's company's name?
Running Into the Sun?
Running Into the Sun. No, that's her events company. Stardust Story. Yeah, the one who did Mixed Signals, which you can also catch on MeWATCH. All right, I think that is it.
Yep, that
so
is
be
it.
sure to catch those shows.